everyone. So hi, I'm Amber from Influencer Updates on Instagram, and tonight I'm going to be talking about 3 of the biggest Australian influencer news stories for the week. And the first one is Bree Lenehan. I hadn't heard of her until today, and she has 1 million followers on Instagram, so I'm not sure how she's not been on my radar. But the story that has caught my attention this week is she shared a picture of Margot Robbie pregnant, and surrounding the picture she posted a lot of the comments that were on the picture, and people were saying not so favourable things about Margot, such as, let me read them. It's like watching your favourite pub burn down. Barbie is not Barbieing anymore. She's really let herself go. Sad she's ruined now. The bastard who ruined her should pay. Absolutely disgusting. And these are comments from both men and women about Margot Robbie's pregnancy body. And it's horrendous. Like, obviously she looks incredible and better than 99% of people would look pregnant. So everybody's very triggered by this and feeling like if Margot Robbie gets those sort of comments, imagine how some of the public feel about normal pregnant people. And it's just a horrible situation. But this Bree Lenehan, she has done a post trying to make people feel better about themselves. So you can see on the post, it's been liked 93,000 times and shared nearly 10,000 times. So it's picked up a lot of traction online. And that's huge numbers for Instagram, because Instagram algorithm is not very favorable these days, as you would probably all know. But she has posted, Bree is pregnant herself, and she has posted a series of photos showing herself in 2 different angles. So she's showing like the difference between different angles and poses, and even the clothing that you wear can make such a difference to the way your body might look in a photo. And I think that she's sort of implying that the photos of Margot are just unflattering photos. Like, I'm sure Margot looks very different in real life. Even if she didn't, that's totally okay. But sorry, my phone's cracked, but this is an example of what Bree posted. So this is her on the same day, just wearing her pants higher and lower, and also like tensing her tummy versus letting her tummy relax. And that is the difference that a photo can make to a pregnant person's body within seconds. She's also posted here, like, this, for example, like showing that Instagrammers will post this sort of flattering angle, and here is showing her stretch marks and her pregnant tummy. So what else has she written here? Oh yeah, she's basically turned it into like a body positive sort of post, where she's written how like at the age of 20 you're so concerned about the way you look, at the age of 30 you're wishing that you looked like you did in your 20s, and at the age of 60 you wish that you felt confident in your 30s. And she's sort of trying to portray this message, like we just need to be confident in ourselves, love our bodies. It is what it is. Just enjoy the little bit of a wobble, live your life, be happy. And I think that was a really good message that she was trying to share. So that is a really positive post for the week. The second post I'm going to talk about is Adrian Portelli. So Billionaire Adrian Portelli, who is the founder and owner of LMCT Plus, the giveaway company, he has shared some behind the scenes business secrets. So it was a very interesting Q&A. He did a lot of different questions. And what has he said here? So he said that a lot of people assume he has millions of members for his giveaway company. He said not only does he have less than half of that number, so 500,000, he has less than half of half, so less than 250,000 members, which is interesting because then straight away, I think along with other people, my brain's ticking, like minimum, I think is like $20 a month to join. So $250,000 members paying $20 a month. Some would be paying like $200 a month. I think there's even $500 a month packages. But yeah, I can see that the numbers add up very, very quickly, and I can see why his company is valued at multiple millions of dollars, making him a billionaire. He also spoke about how his goal with creating companies is to run them on skeleton crew. So he has very, very low staff numbers. And his idea is to build up the business and put heaps of processes in place so that he can then sell the business. And then the people who buy it can then put on a whole heap more staff and like really grow the business. And I think that that is a really smart business model in terms of profit. So yeah, if you look at the media, even like Bondi Sands, for example, you see that they sold that for $450 million. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was definitely last year. And I mean, I don't think they have a skeleton crew at all. I think they were a huge company and they were worldwide and everything. But yeah, I think that that's the way business owners get extremely wealthy. They don't necessarily own a business that makes them wealthy. They sell a business that makes them wealthy. Adrian has also said here that he once invested $250,000 and that investment is now worth $20 million. And that's his best, most profitable investment so far of his life. And he's currently in the process of cashing out. So cashing out means he's in the process of selling that $20 million of equity that he holds in that investment. And he's not going to tell us what the investment is until he's cashed out, which is a very smart move, because if it's like a publicly listed company or there's maybe like other investors, if he publicly shares that he's going to be cashing out of his share of the equity, that could definitely make the value of that company fall down. So it's very wise of him not to talk about that in advance. He also mentioned that he pays 6 figures a week to the ATO. He has a direct debit because he says a lot of the time people accuse him of being dodgy and not paying taxes. But he explained he has a direct debit set to the ATO, which is 6 figures per week. That means that he pays over $100,000 in tax installments each week to the ATO. That is, some people were messaging me, I do have an accounting background, they were saying, could this be true? And I was like, yes, it absolutely could be true. The only thing that makes me question it, I mean, I do believe him. He doesn't seem like a liar. He seems like a very honest guy. But the only thing that seems weird to me is that he would have everything in the one company, like one direct debit. He implied that it was one direct debit to the ATO. And normally when you have multiple different businesses, for legal reasons, you would put them under different company names. So like LMCT Plus might be under one company. Then he's also got Lux Plus, which is another giveaway company that he owns. You'd think that they would be under separate company names, because then like if one company gets sued, they're very separate things and they would often have like different directors and different shareholders. He's also got many other businesses that he listed, and I will list them because they're very interesting. But yeah, I find it weird to have just one direct debit to the ATO. Maybe it was just easier for him to explain it that way. Maybe he meant in total his businesses pay 6 figures weekly to the ATO, but it was just a bit hard to explain, so he simplified it. But yeah, it's a lot of money. He also said he has, I think it was over 1 billion, would it be 1 billion Qantas points? I think that's what he said. And he said that it's, because of all these bills that he pays for all of his different companies. So I will go through his companies. So LMCT Plus, as I mentioned, and Lux Plus, they are his giveaway businesses. I think they're his like bread and butter. They're like his main businesses. He also has G Up, which is an alcoholic drink. He has Air AP, which is, he owns a private jet and he hires that out. He explained that the price of hiring out the private jet is $60,000 for a return flight from the Gold Coast to Melbourne. So it's certainly not cheap and it's not for everyday sort of people, but that is how much it costs to hire his jet. He has Flipside, which is energy drinks, and he showed figures of like the highest selling energy drinks in Australia in a year or in a week or something. And it is up there. Flipside is up there with V and Monster and Red Bull. Like, I didn't realize it was so popular. I've actually never tried it or seen it in a shop. Maybe you can't buy it in a shop. Maybe it's only online. But if anyone's tried it, please write it in the comments, because yeah, I'd love to know more about that Flipside energy drink. He also said that he is building childcare centres and NDIS hubs at the moment. So with the NDIS hubs, he mentioned that there's going to be like 50 different not cubicles, like rooms, I suppose, consulting rooms, I think he meant, within this hub. So that sounds like a really good thing that he's doing. He also says he has a portfolio of commercial and residential real estate. He has invested money both onshore in Australia as well as offshore, so internationally. There is a barber shop that they are doing, so I guess building. I know my baby is crying, and yes, I have a husband who is with my baby. I'm not just neglecting her. I always get that in the comments. And then finally, Adrian has a racetrack that they're doing, in his words. So not really sure what that means, but yes, there's a lot coming up for the Adrian Portelli brand. I find him so interesting. That's why that was such a long update. Okay, so the final update I've got is Sarah Tills, or Sarah's Day, as she is better known as. She has dropped some clues for her third baby boy's name. And the internet has gone wild over this one, as we do. It's very fun to guess. A lot of people don't get the hype. They're like, why do people care about the name? And it's like just a bit of fun. It's entertaining. It's like, why do people care about anything, I guess? We all have different things that we like, and yeah, I find it very fun to guess. I've never ever guessed a baby name right out of the influencers, but it still doesn't stop me from wanting to guess again. So Sarah has said that nobody has guessed. Now, firstly, I don't believe that. So many people have been guessing. I'm talking hundreds, thousands of comments of people guessing between like my page, the Outspoken Facebook group page, probably directly to Sarah, maybe on her posts. Like there's been so many guesses, and I do not believe for 1 second that nobody has guessed the boy's name yet. Somebody mentioned to me that maybe she has it in the background. You can choose words for Instagram not to publish in the comment section of your page. Maybe she's typed the name in there so that if someone comments it, it can't be published, because that would mean no one's guessed it. And I don't know, maybe they just say that just for fun. Not really sure. But the top guesses on my page were Everest and Elijah, because she did release some clues. So you've probably all seen the first clue was someone doing the salute, like a little face emoji. The second clue was a mountain range with some greenery at the bottom. And the third clue was prayer hands. Some people say it's high five, but it can be either. I did Google it and it says it could be either high five or prayer. So I'll just show you in case you haven't seen it. They are the emojis. So based on those emojis, the top guesses to my page were Everest and Elijah and Rocky. So we have been told in the past that Malachi wants the baby to be called Rocky, and Sarah said she wasn't opposed to it, but yeah, so Everest, Elijah and Rocky. So then Sarah posted, what has she posted here? She posted saying, yeah, that nobody's guessed it, and she posted like a whole heap of names that aren't the name. And, oh, okay, sorry, I've lost that. Let me just find the page. So she said it's not Everest and it's not Elijah, but she didn't write Rocky, which is interesting. She also wrote that it's not River, Moses, Zion, Solomon, or Isaac. So my top guess, based on a lot of questions that I've asked ChatGPT, I've asked ChatGPT about the emojis and what names sound good with like Fox and Malachi. I'm serious about this guessing game. And so my guess at the moment is Gabriel. And I think that Gabriel is like a Christian sort of name. Like Sarah is openly very religious and Christian. And yeah, so I think that it goes well with the Christian sort of theme of names. Not that Fox is a Christian name, but I think that she would choose a sort of religious name for this third child. And also, she's mentioned that she wants a 1-syllable middle name. So I think that Gabriel, it would sound good with a 1-syllable middle name, because Gabriel is 3 syllables. Otherwise, if it's not a long first name, why would she want a short middle name? But then Malachi is 3 syllables and his middle name is Koa, which is a short name, but it's 2 syllables. So the other clue that she's given, as I just mentioned the middle name, she has said that she's looking for 1-syllable baby boy middle names. And then she's written 3 blue emojis. So blueberry, wave, and butterfly. To me, I took this as that the middle name is going to be Blues. There's 3 blue emojis. Justin Bieber's just had a baby, and he and Sarah are like the same religion. And I think that she would really look up to Hailey Bieber, because 99% of influencers seem to. So their baby's middle name is Blues. So it wouldn't surprise me if she did the middle name Blues based on those emojis and the fact that it's 1 syllable. So she said, I genuinely can't believe we've picked our third son's name. So they've definitely picked the first name. And they get to meet him in roughly 8 weeks. Kurt and I just need to agree on his middle name now. Kurt has already fallen in love with one, but it's 2 syllables, and I don't think it flows as well as a 1-syllable name. So yeah, like Gabriel, a 2-syllable name may not flow very well. I honestly feel like I've suggested 200 names to Kurt at this point, and he is stuck on this specific 2-syllable name. So help me convince him. What is a 1-syllable unique name that you can recommend for my baby boy? So yeah, that's just my guess. But yeah, a lot of people now are guessing Scout. I think that they're getting the middle name 1-syllable thing confused with the first name clues. and they're thinking that the first name's going to be one syllable, but no, she hasn't said that. And the Scout guess is so prominent, and it's really annoying me only because when Indy Clinton gave heaps of clues for her baby girl's name, we knew it was an S and it was one syllable, and everybody was convinced it was Scout, and it ended up being Soul. And yeah, so now everybody's guessing Scout again, and I'm like, oh, not this again. But yeah, that's where we're up to with that. So I'm going to go back through the questions now. Also, if you are new here, people write questions in the comment, and at the end of my update, I go through the questions and answer the ones that I know the answers to. Congratulations, Kayla, if you're here. So Kayla is my sister. She has just opened her paint and sip studio in Torquay. It's called Canvas and Cork Torquay. And she opened that last night, and the opening night was so good. There were 16 people there. I was not there, but there were 16 people, and everything went very smoothly, which is all you can ask for, I suppose, for an opening night. But yes, if you are near Torquay and you want to go to a paint and sip studio, that's the one to go to, Canvas and Cork. As a parent, I'd love to know your take on Steph Claire Smith's recent post about taking her son to the gym on her day with him. I didn't see it as being problematic, only a max of 1 hour in the day. Okay, my opinion, being a parent, is when you are a parent, you have a 14-hour work day, essentially, depending how long your child is awake for in the day. And why is someone not allowed to have a lunch break in that 14 hours? Like, is it not okay to have a 1 hour lunch break during your day? Like, for all we know, she did really fun things with her son Harvey in the morning. Then she had her 1 hour lunch break, which is her gym, and then probably had lunch separately to that, but with Harvey. And then she probably did more fun stuff with him afterwards. Like, just because you have a day with your child doesn't mean you have to be doing fun things from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. You also, a lot of mums, they might in the day want to sit on the couch and play on their phone for half an hour while their child sits with them and watches an iPad. And I don't see how that is any better than taking your child to the gym with you to watch their iPad. I just don't see a problem with what she did at all. So yeah, she showed that she took her son Harvey to the gym with her and set him up with an iPad and snacks while she did her workout. And a few people, I think just one loud minority, was saying that it's not a cool thing to do because that's her day with Harvey and all she's doing is something for herself, kind of thing. But yeah, that's my opinion on that one. Someone's saying here that Bree is one of her favourite influencers. She seems like such a beautiful soul inside and out. So Bree Lenehan is the person I spoke about at the start of this live. And yes, like since I mentioned that I was going to post about her, somebody messaged me saying that I think they know that her cousin, and she is as genuine as she seems online. Bree is as genuine as she seems online. So that's really cool to hear. Have Sophie Guidolin and her new husband already split? Well, that I cannot confirm, but it very much seems so. Sophie is a very open book. She loves to post, well, she seems to post cryptic things, but to us it's all very obvious. She posted some sort of meme about a man taking advantage of you financially, and she's no longer wearing a ring, and she's been posting a lot about her ex-husband, Nathan. So that's the normal signs that she's broken up with somebody. So it does appear that she has broken up with her fourth husband. The people who write these comments about Steph Claire Smith as if they don't have or are mothers, girlfriends, wives themselves. Okay, yeah, a lot of people did say that to me, that the person who was hating on Steph Claire Smith for going to the gym with her son, that they believe that the person commenting was not a mother. I don't agree with that. I think that the person is a mum, and they're resenting the fact that they feel they don't have time to go to the gym, or they don't have a chance to go to the gym because they've got their child, and they're projecting that resentment onto Steph. I think that is the reason why these trolls say these things. And I mean, you know, it's probably debatable whether she was a troll, but she could just forward that to her friends, or, do you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't have to say it to Steph. Like, I think that's why I consider it a troll comment. People are saying here that they love Adrian, that Adrian comes from money, and the Adrian Portelli, I think, yeah, so the Portelli family own property on Mount Buller. Wow, good on him for leveraging off his rich family. Love that for him. Privilege at its best. Could Adrian Portelli's fortune all be under one trust? I mean, yes, it is possible, but it just doesn't seem necessarily like legally the smartest thing to do. If one of the companies was to, you know, go bust or be in a legal dispute or something. Somebody here is saying that they also pay the AD $100,000 a week. I think that's probably a joke. Oh, they just got the G-Up drink. G-Up? What did I say the non-alcoholic one is? Probably doesn't matter. Flipside. They just got the Flipside drink into all 7-Eleven stores. Previously, it was just online. That's really cool that it's in 7-Elevens. I don't drink energy drinks because I can't do caffeine. It just doesn't agree with me. Which everybody is very surprised by that because I have 2 children, and between this and my other job, I work full time. So people are like, how do you do that with no caffeine? My answer is I have to prioritize sleep. My sister's always like, oh, you're so crazy about your sleep. Like you're always like, oh, I've got to get so much sleep. But that's because I don't have any other option. I can't have caffeine. But yeah, if there's a non-caffeinated version, but then what's the point? Yeah, why would I get a non-caffeinated energy drink? But I do want to try it. Maybe I'll get my husband to buy a can for himself and I'll just have like a sip. Okay, now to Sarah's baby name. Sam could be the middle name. Yes, I reckon she would like that. A bit of a Kim K reference, although she's never implied that she's into Kim K, but Sam would be cute for a religious sort of reference. Scout Navy. Oh, Navy. Yeah, I guess that would make sense with the Blues Clues. Oh, wow. Blues Clues. That's funny. Gosh, I'm laughing at my own jokes. Levi. I like the name Levi, but I feel like it's a little bit mainstream. But then Malachi is quite mainstream as well. Not sure. We'll have to wait and see. Must be so much pressure on these influencers to do their name announcements. Ruby Matthews and Dodsey, have they split? Again, we like Sophie Guidolin, we haven't got confirmation of this, but there are clues, and it does seem that they have unfortunately split. But watch this space. We don't know. Dodsey seems to be at Burning Man, which is in Nevada, America, near Vegas. He's at the Burning Man Festival at the moment, so maybe it's just seeming like they've split because of that. Olivia Mathers' new boyfriend. Yes, so she has a new boyfriend. She's debuted his shadow on TikTok, and a follower sent me a picture saying that they think it's this guy, and the shadows did look very similar. And then she has now posted his face, and it is that guy. What's his name? Not sure. But if you do want to know, send me a DM and I can let you know who he is. Yes, again about Steph Claire Smith, people are saying here, kids also need quiet time. That is true. Like, it is okay for a child to sit and have food and watch their iPad for a 40-minute break in the day. This person saying, I take my daughter to get a pedicure and she sits on my lap and watches. Mum's mental and physical health is important so they can give their kids their best. Yes, and Steph did state that in her reply video. She was saying that she needs to be the best version of her so that she can be the best version of herself for her son. Quite a few people are commenting about Gretty Rose, her job choice and being part of a multi-level marketing company. So yeah, she is a Monat representative, I suppose you would say, or business hun. I'm not sure, business owner. Yeah, so she represents Monat and she goes on all the holidays and she signs people up and she has incredible hair. So she's a very, very good spokesperson for the brand. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people disagree with multi-level marketing because they think that they prey on people who don't have business knowledge and don't have a lot of money, and then they rope them in and all it's really doing is getting their money and then spitting them back out again. In terms of her influencer career, I've spoken before about how I think that short term, this is a really good strategy. They seem to be making a lot of money. Tay's Way, she isn't like Taylor Winterstein. She's another Monat representative and she posts a lot of figures of how much money she's making, and the figures are huge. It's incredible money. But yeah, I think that long term they're going to burn any bridges with brands, because if they're so strongly aligned with Monat, it's then like shutting out all the other brands. They're not staying in that brand collaboration sort of network. But yeah, watch this space, I suppose. Like Monat will probably be around for a long time still. I think it's only early days. So maybe by then they won't even want to be influencers anymore. So it's probably working out quite well for them. This person saying that they wish they were as organised as influencers when it comes to baby names. My partner and I chose 3 days before and I was induced because we wanted to make a name announcement card. Yeah, so that's so true. They are always very organised with the name. I don't know, I suppose I was the same as influencers. I had names chosen very early on. I don't know, I liked it because then my husband and I, we could refer to the baby by name rather than just the baby. And yeah, I don't know, everyone's different. A lot of people, they have the baby and they still haven't chosen the name and they still can't choose for a week or two. Or they do a Kylie Jenner / Sophie Keisha where they name the child one thing and then a few weeks later they change the name. Oh, this person's saying that their son comes to the gym 3 times a week with them and the child loves it. That's true. I think the child would love it. It'd be a lot to watch and it's setting a good example. Then they would see that exercise is the normal part of a daily routine. I'm getting PayPal notifications at the top. I wonder if people are signing up. Because yeah, if you can't sign up through Instagram, I have this workaround where you can sign up through PayPal. But there is a link in my bio, but you can DM me separate, directly if you do want to know how to do that. Any update on the legal issues Emmylou Loves is facing over trademark infringement for her skincare line? I don't really think there was a legal issue. I think that she was told she had to change the name and then, because it was St. Sage Skincare with an E on the end, and then she just took the E off, and I think that was sort of the end of it. As I've mentioned previously, it happened to my sister's brand. She had Tribe Skincare. It was originally called Lifesaver Skincare, and Estee Lauder, no, not Estee Lauder. Oh, what's it called? Can't remember what it was called, but there's an Australian brand that owned the Lifesaver trademark, and they said to Kayla, sorry, you can't use this name anymore. You have 28 days to change everything. And she changed it all, and that was the end of story. So yeah, it's not a big deal. It happens all the time. Good point. Who here buys Monat that's not signed up as a representative? Somebody's asking that. I personally have never used it, but honestly, I'm very close to using it. I'm easily influenced. And as I said, Gretty has amazing hair, so she's a very good spokesperson for it. This person didn't choose their daughter's name until 2 weeks after they were born. So yeah, that is so funny. All right, well, if I didn't answer your question, please send me a DM because I love talking about influencers. I could talk about them all day, every day. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will pop this up on YouTube afterwards, and I will see you all next week. Thank you. Bye.